Hello, my name's Emma Varnum. I'm a crochet designer and author, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so thrilled to have you here. In the last few weeks, a number of you have really kindly left lovely comments, and that has just been wonderful. And hopefully, a few of you have got involved in the stash heap challenge, which I'm currently doing, trying to get through my stash. But some of the followers asked me to share a tutorial on how I do my granny squares. Now, there's lots of different ways you can do it, but I have one particular way for just a one colour granny square, which I find really helpful. So I'm going to pop a tutorial on after this introduction to show you how I like to do my granny squares, which is essentially always finishing and starting in the corner of the square. I find that really helpful, and that means that you don't have to do too many slip stitches in order to start your next round. So I'm going to pop that in for you. This is the blanket which is featured in the video. This comes from my book, How to Crochet. And it's one of the first books that I wrote, and it's still selling and is still available. I'll put a link into the notes for this video so you can see. And I've done 2 other granny square books, and I've got another one coming out in the autumn of 2024. But the granny square is, it's classic vintage. It is essentially very fashionable at the moment for clothing, but I've just popped a tutorial for you. So if you enjoy it, it's always helpful to subscribe and like. I'd appreciate that. But just have a look at this tutorial and see if you find it helpful as a different way of doing granny squares. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make a basic granny square, the way I like to do it. Here is a granny square. It's got 4 rows, and it's got, for this blanket I've used crazy colours, and that's the advantage of making a granny square. You can mix up all the crazy colours, and you can use up lots of different yarns that are in your collection, in your stash. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook. I'm just going to show you my quick way of making a granny square. All of the stitches I'm going to be using are in the tutorial, the tips and hints section of my books, but I'm just going to show you the method I use. I'm using a slip stitch to start with, and then I'm going to chain 5 stitches. I'm then going to make a slip stitch into the first of those chains to make a loop. There's a loop, and then we're going to work our stitches into the center of that loop. My first stitches on the granny square, I'm going to do some chains. I'm going to use 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to work 3 trebles into that center loop, and that's my first 3 treble cluster. Essentially what I've created there is the first corner and the first 3 treble cluster, and I'm going to do 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, that's a corner. Another 3 trebles, so that'll be another cluster. I'm now into my 3rd corner. 1, 2, 3, another 3 trebles. You can see it coming together. Excuse me when I unravel some yarn. And the last corner, 3 chains. Just doing though 2 trebles for this cluster, because the first chain that I did forms the last stitch of my granny square. And there we are, right in the center, the corner. I usually like to do a little slip stitch into that middle chain, and we're ready to go on our next corner. We're going to do 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's creating the last stitch and the first corner. And now we're going to work 3 treble into this corner. We're going to do 1 chain which will bridge across the previous round, and then we're going to do another 3 treble cluster, and then I'm going to do 3 chains to create the corner. Bridging across, and you can see that we're already beginning to build this granny square. See, I'm unraveling my yarn. Another 3 chains. You may be saying, Emma, you're going too fast. Well, I'm showing you how I build the granny square. So I'm bridging across using a chain stitch and then another 3 treble into what will be the last corner. I'm going to create a corner now. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to bridge across, and then I'm going to just do into this, can you see, into this corner, I'm going to do 2 treble. 1, 2. And then I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain that I did, and there you have it. There you are. So I've created 2 rounds so far. I'm now going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will do 3 treble. And I will put 1 chain just to bridge across, and then this is the hole I'm going to go into for my next 3 treble cluster. In this way you're building your granny square and you're going to go all the way around. This way you're able to very easily build granny square using 1 colour, but don't forget they look beautiful when you change the colour for each round. I hope that helps to show you how you build a granny square, and I'm afraid to say, once you've learnt, they're a bit addictive. So that's always easier, isn't it, seeing it from above to look at how our hands are working. If you're a left-handed person and you're finding it hard to learn, why not actually, if you sit opposite a crocheter, I always find that really helpful, and I do like one-to-one tutorials, so I'm really hoping that these videos give you a sense of that. But thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for commenting, and if you would subscribe and like, that is really also very helpful and encourages me to make more videos for you and more tutorials on how I finish and how I complete the work that I do in my books. So have a lovely, lovely time crafting. Happy crochet.